Oh, shout out to Blue Light Brigade. Oh, before I start, wait. Oh. This is your intrepid reporter reporting. This is a Grand Rising report. I like those creative people on TikTok, man. They do anything. You know, this is supposed to be my microphone. See that? Because TikTok. Okay, forget that. Anyway, it's a Grand Rising report. It's a Thursday. That's right. We don't do the days. Look. Let me tell you something. Okay, Blue Light Brigade, you're right. I didn't do my stretching. It's ready. The problem is I got into some rabbit holes, you know, because I actually woke up at 4 o'clock. That was a little late for me, you know. When I woke up at 4 o'clock, I started to transcribe some stuff, and then before I knew it was a heat or what, then I went up and made my tea, and then I came back down. And I figured I got to go for my treatment. Then when I come back from the treatment, then I do exercise. I do my stretching. Still make no sense because the treatment helped. Never mind. Okay, let me give you a report. DeBrother done discovered. No, that's not the right one. Found. No, that's not that. Is exploring. How would I put this? Is indulging in, promoting. I don't know. A new genre. A new genre. Let me tell you what it is. Okay. One of the things I like to do, right? I like to write responses, like comments, replies to things like that. But I don't do the little emoji thing. Sometimes, I'm very rarely do the emoji thing. I write full sentences, then full paragraphs. Sometimes I write, but I guess would only be called a micro essay. I'm just telling you. Have fun. Look, some people need therapy. I understand. Right, man? I have to remember I grew up in the cadet corps, that was therapy enough, but then I went to theater, that was super therapy. If you want therapy, go. No, you shouldn't have them. You'd be around other people that need therapy. Anyway, theater helped me a lot, but just because of things like that. But my greatest therapy is writing. I love any genre. I don't get no writer's block, nothing like that. Something happens, I just whip something. I can just. It's unbelievable. Anyway, this is what I call it. So it's a micro, a mini. This is a micro essay kind of thing. So there's this guy in South Africa. Okay, let me tell you what happened. He I don't want to identify him because I don't want to put nobody on blast. But he came into DeBrother, and he came as like a man. How can I say this without being jealous? He came as like somebody who, like a government kind of person, like a big shot like that, right there. Well, you can come to DeBrother like a big shot if you want, but it ain't gonna work, right? Plus, he was doing this program that didn't make no sense. And when I say didn't make no sense, they really didn't treat the kids right, all the rest of that stuff. And I had talked to him and his partner, right? I had said everything, but of course, then they did certain things happen. They seemed like they was going to respect what I was doing, but then in the end, they just regular old bureaucrats, right? And so every once in a while, I'm sorry, right? And this was like over a year ago. Every once in a while, every few months, right? I'm going to do my math thing. I'll send something like, and then he dumb enough to respond. Okay, I shouldn't say that. Anyway, sometimes he responds, right? So then that's it. Oh, because they entered DeBrother incorrectly anyway. Then I answer, right? And this is where the micro essays come in. So I wrote a response, right? Sorry, it's funny to me, right? I wrote a response. So I'm going to read you I wrote something happened that I think he responded. Anyway, it's on his thread, right? Well, it's on my thread too, I guess. So put my glass on so I can read it out of the book. It's only okay. When I say micro essay, it's it's this page here, and then these pages here. Okay, so it's not that long. It's a micro essay, right? I sent him one of my postings. The thing about Africa, the thing about one Africa, right? Then he sent me back some American black preacher. Remember, he's African. He's South African. He sent me some American black preacher talking about we're not afraid of you. Something about responding to Donald Trump. I'm like, huh? The regular they do. The Negro PNs, you know how they are. They're gonna talk about this and that. And they're all outraged and we need to do this and let us protest and let's like that kind of thing, right? So I wrote back. Question. I have a certain response. So this is like question. Then I got the brackets, the S there, and then I start this thing. I do these things now, where in the Spanish. I guess it's called Spanish. In the Spanish culture, when they're writing, when you travel, you learn a lot. They do this, when they do a question, they do a question mark upside down at the beginning of the question. So you know it's a question, and then they go at the end of the question. So I've adopted that sometimes, so I have that upside down thing, and then the question will come, and then the right side, because that's the question right there. Okay. Questions. Why are you sending me an American Christian preacher who reacts, ... Right? Then another question. Is there no African visionaries with messages pointing towards ultimate liberation? I'll tell you about ultimate liberation in a while. Then he writes back. This is where he messed up. He should have just let it go. Then he writes back. There are I guess he's trying. There are, but it's just there wouldn't sense great. There are, but the heat. They are, but the heat is now in America, where our brothers and sisters are affected. Here's a question. I don't know. Should we just leave them and not sympathize with them? I don't think. Churches in black communities, Africa, America, Caribbean, etc., have always been used as sites of struggle for total liberation of the oppressed and marginalized. Now, see, that's your regular old line that you get from the regular old people. I do mean old, right? This the regular. You hear this from everybody. The kumbaya people, the marching people, the who, those people. Okay. So now, let me retort. So here's my response, right? This is where it goes. I won't go back there. This is my response. The African tip of the spear is much more important at this time towards ultimate liberation. Now, I've been saying not but ultimate liberation. Because everybody says they struggle, whatever. I say ultimate liberation because it's really interesting. Because I'm not saying this is the ultimate. I'm not saying the, and I'm not identifying it. I'm just saying ultimate liberation, whatever that means. Okay, there we go. All America is doing now is reacting to the lunacy of the Donald, which, by the by, includes the demon seed planted by the DA with the help of forces inside worn-out ideas from old political operatives still stuck in solutions from bygone days. Problem is, instead of paying attention to and supporting effective solutions being implemented in real, right now time up in the Sahel region, Southern African leaders, rather than activate SADC is an organization that includes like 19 sub-Saharan countries, right? It's an organization. Think like Sahel or some, I guess there's what still exists? Whatever, different regions, okay. Southern African leaders, rather than activate SADC towards immolation, chose to wallow in the filth spewed by the Donald and his musky cabal. Get that, musky cabal, I like that. I like this paragraph. Let me read this again. So in other words, instead of paying attention to what's happening in the Sahel, our commander-in-chief, Commander Ibrahim, and my Mali guy, the colonel, and the then again, I don't know what's happening in Niger, the Niger guy, because he wants to use Elon's Sky, whoever that cooks things up, but you do that, you can be spied upon. We won't get into it anyway. So instead of paying attention to what they're doing, I'm saying Southern African leaders, rather than activate SADC towards emulation of those Sahel kind of things happening, choose to wallow in the filthy spewed by the Donald and his musky cabal. Y'all are not even listening to the right world leaders. Try Maya Motley of Barbados for starters. Okay? Are y'all going to attend the Unity Conference in Addis Ababa? I'll say that wrong. In Ethiopia. Announced by her at the recent AU gathering for the end of September. This year is scheduled for the end of September, September 20th to whatever. They're going to have another meeting in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, and the focus is like they have the focus is the Caribbean and Africa coming together, and of course everybody's invited. You're African American, you should have a delegation there. You're Asian, whatever. You're black, you should be able to do it, right? Or will you still be spending your time and leadership energy lapping up what some Negro-pean preacher feeds his untutored congregation? Your choice. I have a little emoji, right? This is I finished writing it or transcribing it at 11:29 p.m. last night, so I guess it was still February 26th. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm enamored with my own writing. This is my entertainment. See, I entertain myself. Let me read this last part again. Are you going to attend the Unity Conference in Ethiopia announced by her, talking about Mia Motley, the Prime Minister of Barbados, at the recent gathering AU gathering? That's when she announced this conference, right? For the end of September this year? Or will you still be spending your time and leadership energy lapping up what some Negro-pean preacher feeds his untutored congregation? Question mark. Your choice. Oh man, I gotta remember. My man. The untutored mob, that kind of thing. I just like that phrase. I got it from what's the name? Oh man, he played boxer when we did Animal Farm. Oh man, Bombastic. I think he passed. Wherever, out of New York, Bombastic. Don't worry, I don't remember his event. Or will you be spending your leadership energy lapping up some Negro-pean preacher, what some Negro-pean preacher feeds his untutored congregation? This has been the Intrepid Reporter reporting to you what's happening, at least in what's happening in the last few. All right, talk to you later.